Dialogue is the only workable path forward no matter how bad things seem, because when we talk, we begin to understand each other rather than just tolerating one another. This was the profound declaration made by the Sultan of Sokoto, Sa'ad Abubakar III, during a landmark meeting in Abuja yesterday, May 6, 2026. In a moment that has completely shifted the national conversation, the Sultan stood before the Nigeria Inter-Religious Council to deliver a blunt and necessary reality check to those who fear a hidden religious agenda in our country. He explicitly affirmed that Muslims are not in a hurry and have no plans whatsoever to decimate the Christian population or remove them from Nigeria. According to the Sultan, the idea of one faith wiping out the other is simply not possible and should be dismissed. He emphasized that trust is a foundational requirement for our survival, reminding everyone present that you cannot open a man's heart to see what is inside, which is why we must rely on honest engagement and mutual respect to move the nation forward. The Sultan's call for a total reset in our national narrative went even further as he addressed the perpetrators of violence who hide behind religious slogans. He issued a staggering warning, stating that anyone who goes to a market, blows themselves up and kills innocent people while shouting religious praises is not a martyr but is instead going to hell for taking innocent lives. He insisted that we must stop the habit of labeling criminals by their faith, arguing that we should call them what they are, criminals, rather than Muslim terrorists or Muslim bandits, because their actions are a direct violation of the peaceful tenets of Islam. This message of accountability was echoed by the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Daniel Oko, who stood alongside the Sultan to advocate for religious literacy. Archbishop Oko explained that this isn't just about studying rituals, but about cultivating a deep sensitivity and respect for the practices of others to ensure that economic or social conflicts are no longer wrongly framed as religious wars. Documenting these massive shifts in our national moral compass and bringing you the unfiltered truth from our top leaders requires an incredible amount of daily dedication and deep investigative work. If you believe that the Sultan's bold stand against religious labeling and his push for dialogue is exactly what Nigeria needs right now, please take a quick moment to hit the like button on this video. Liking the content is the most powerful way you can help the YouTube algorithm push this essential report to millions of other Nigerians who are seeking peace and clarity. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell immediately so you never miss a single update as our leaders work to secure a stable environment ahead of 2027. Your support is the engine that allows this independent channel to remain a trusted voice for the people, and by subscribing, you are joining a community that refuses to be divided by fear or ignorance. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, also added a vital layer to this discussion, linking religious understanding directly to our national stability. He warned that where there is ignorance, suspicion takes root, and where there is misunderstanding, conflict is inevitable. The government is now calling on schools and universities to prioritize inclusive teaching about worldviews to challenge the assumptions that seek to tear us apart. This unified front between the presidency, the Sultan, and Khan leadership suggests a serious effort to de-escalate tensions as the political season begins to heat up. The Sultan even pointed out that linguistic ability does not equate religious authority, reminding the public that simply understanding Arabic does not make someone a sheikh, just as literacy is the ultimate weapon against the false claims of those who incite violence in the name of God. As we look toward the future of our democracy, the message from NIREC is clear. The path to 2027 must be paved with empathy and accurate communication. The leaders are pushing for a homegrown solution to insecurity that relies on community-level trust rather than just military force. By stripping away the religious masks worn by bandits and terrorists, the Sultan is attempting to isolate these criminals from the communities they claim to represent. The goal is to create a Nigeria where faith is a bridge for cooperation rather than a wall of division, ensuring that children can go to school without the fear of being kidnapped by those who claim to be fighting a holy war. This meeting has set a high standard for national discourse, and the challenge now is for every Nigerian to take these words to heart and practice the dialogue that our leaders are so passionately advocating for. This massive interfaith declaration brings us to a very deep and necessary discussion about the future of our national identity. When you hear the Sultan of Sokoto state so clearly that Muslims are not planning to annihilate Christians and that criminals should never be identified by their religion, do you believe this will be enough to finally end the religious profiling we see on social media and in our communities? Furthermore, do you think that religious literacy in our schools is the missing key to stopping the cycle of violence and mistrust in Nigeria? I am genuinely eager to read your personal, honest, and detailed perspectives on this bold move for peace. Please go straight down to the comment section right now and share your thoughts on whether you believe the 2027 elections can truly be a period of tolerance if we follow this advice. Your voice is a critical part of this national conversation, and we value your insight as we navigate these changing political times together.